There's a dangerous illusion in the digital world, the illusion of going viral. Many chase views and shares like they are trophies. But in truth, those are not the goals. They are byproducts. And chasing byproducts never produces anything lasting. Content doesn't go viral because it looks good. It goes viral because it does good. People don't share because they're impressed. They share because they're impacted. They share because the content made something click. They share because the message clarified what was once confusing. They share because in that moment, they felt seen, understood, helped. The foundation of every piece of powerful content is value, not surface level value, not temporary distraction, real value, the kind that solves problems, the kind that breaks assumptions, the kind that simplifies the complex. It's not about being flashy. It's about being useful. Every second of your content should serve a purpose. Every line should answer a question, solve a pain, or reveal a truth. When content lacks depth, it dies in silence. When content carries power, it moves in waves. Value doesn't require a studio. It doesn't require expensive tools. It requires clarity, courage, and commitment to help. When the message is strong, the medium becomes secondary. When the substance is rich, the style only amplifies it, so the focus must never be on how can I go viral. That question leads to gimmicks, tricks, and shortcuts. Instead, ask, how can I be so valuable people feel compelled to share it? When that becomes the core motivation, the content transforms. It stops being about ego. It starts being about service. It stops being about attention. It starts being about transformation. You must see the audience not as viewers, but as people. People with needs, doubts, dreams, and struggles. Every word you speak, every frame you publish is an opportunity to make their lives lighter, clearer, stronger. Be intentional with your message. Refuse to speak just to speak. Say something that matters. When people finish watching or reading your content, they should walk away changed. Maybe not radically, but definitely not the same. They should walk away thinking, I needed that. That's the kind of reaction that drives sharing. That's the kind of impact that multiplies reach. And here's the shift. You don't make viral content by force. You make content that's so good, it forces people to react. That's what spreads. That's what scales. When content exists to feed the ego, it fades. When content exists to feed the people, it flourishes. It's not about loudness. It's about truth. It's not about being trendy. It's about being timeless. And nothing ages faster than content created only to impress. Ask yourself before publishing, does this educate? Does this elevate? Does this eliminate confusion? Does this equip someone to take action? If the answer is no, pause. Don't post noise into the world. The internet is crowded with forgettable content. Don't add to it. Be rare. Be useful. Be focused. You don't need to go viral once. You need to become unignorable consistently. And that doesn't start with tricks. It starts with obsession over value. Give away your best insight. Share what others guard behind paywalls. Respect your audience enough to deliver your best without holding back. Some will say, but what if I give too much? Understand this. The more you give, the more they trust. And the more they trust, the more they come back. Loyalty follows value. Virality follows loyalty. That's the formula. That's the path. Attention is not the goal, it's the invitation. Value is the reason they stay. Value is the reason they return. Value is the reason they share. So pack your content with precision. Speak to the core of a real problem. Deliver insight that doesn't just sound good, but does good. Don't guess what people want. Listen to their pain. Don't copy what's trending. Create what's lasting. When your motive is to elevate others, your message becomes magnetic. When your content becomes a solution, your reach becomes inevitable. Don't fall for the empty chase of numbers. Play the long game of influence. And influence only grows where value is planted again and again. You don't need millions of views. You need millions of moments where your content matters. That's how movements start. That's how reputations rise. That's how you make content so good, you can't stop going viral. Now commit to this. You will not create to impress. You will not create to be liked. You will create to transform. And that transformation begins with one shift: value first. Always. There's a pattern that defines every person who builds momentum online: discipline, not motivation. not excitement, not convenience. Discipline is the difference between a hobby and a movement. It's the force that keeps you building when no one is clapping yet. It's what keeps your voice loud, even when the algorithm is silent. You don't go viral by posting once and hoping it catches. You go viral by showing up so consistently that the world can't ignore you anymore. One post won't change everything, but 100 excellent ones just might. Discipline is doing what works again and again without waiting for a perfect day, a perfect mood, or a perfect setup. It's showing up with clarity when the results don't show up with speed. You don't rise by randomness, you rise by rhythm. And rhythm is created by routine. Set your schedule. Define your content day. Commit to your upload times. Make it predictable, not passive. Make it non-negotiable, not optional. Make it sacred. Content creation is a system, not a surprise. The people who dominate online don't work when they feel like it. They feel like it because they work. Discipline isn't a feeling. It's a decision made in advance, a decision honored in pressure. The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they lack consistency. They stop too soon. They flinch at friction. One day they post with energy. The next, they disappear. 1 week, they're all in. The next, they're nowhere. That's not how movements are built. That's not how audiences are earned. Discipline means you decide your standard and refuse to fall below it. It means your content goes out whether the mood is right or not. It means you operate like a professional, not an amateur. An amateur waits for motivation. A professional builds a system. An amateur creates when convenient. A professional creates by calendar. An amateur hopes it works. A professional tracks, tweaks, and improves. If you want to be seen consistently, you must create consistently. The internet rewards those who are predictable in value. Not once, not occasionally. Relentlessly. Your content should feel like a heartbeat. Steady, expected, alive. When people don't know when to hear from you, they stop looking for you. Your visibility is tied to your dependability. If you vanish, so will the interest. Don't confuse rest with laziness. Rest is scheduled. Laziness is passive. Rest fuels creativity. Laziness kills it. So yes, recharge when needed, but plan your recharge. Don't disappear into inconsistency. This is not about burning out. It's about building rhythm. This is not about perfection. It's about progress. Your first videos may not perform. Your first post may flop, but your 100th one might explode. And that explosion only happens because you kept going. You kept learning. You kept adjusting. You stayed on course. The greatest threat to your impact is not failure. It's quitting too early. And the antidote to quitting is discipline. Track your progress. Study your patterns. Look for what's working and do more of it. Look for what's dead and remove it. Build templates. Batch your content. Write your outlines ahead of time. Use systems so that you're not relying on willpower. Willpower fades. Systems last. The more friction you remove from your process, the more consistent you'll become. Don't just plan your ideas, plan your workflow. Know what you're creating on Monday. Know what's publishing on Friday. Structure frees you from stress. Discipline removes the guesswork. And when you remove guesswork, you free up space to innovate. That's how you get better, not just louder. That's how you grow in clarity, not just visibility. This isn't about grinding. It's about being deliberate. It's about honoring your vision enough to keep showing up for it. You must decide today, will I wait for ideal conditions, or will I create regardless of conditions? Because the conditions are rarely perfect. The light may be off, the camera may glitch, the numbers may be low, but none of that excuses the mission. None of that weakens the responsibility. Every great creator becomes great by becoming disciplined. They treat content like a business, not a side project. They take their output seriously. They don't just create when they're inspired. They become inspired through creation. Discipline builds trust with yourself and with your audience. When you show up, you prove you can be counted on. And in a world full of noise, people crave reliability. Be the person who delivers. Be the person who's consistent, clear, and committed. Discipline is not just a personal virtue. It is a business strategy, because when you outlast the inconsistent, you inherit their audience. When others fade, you remain. When they pause, you produce. And eventually the algorithm catches on. But more importantly, the people do. So build your discipline like it's your most valuable asset. Because it is. You don't need more hacks. You don't need more tricks. You need more follow through. Start now. Create a rhythm. Build momentum. And become so consistent that people have no choice but to notice. If you want your content to go far, stop trying to make it popular. Start making it precise. Precision is the most underrated superpower in the content world. It's not about reaching everyone. It's about hitting someone with so much clarity, they can't look away. Trying to be popular often leads to vague messaging. Trying to be clear forces you to focus. You're not creating for crowds, you're solving for individuals. The more specifically you speak, the more universally you're understood. The more clearly you define the problem, the more powerfully your solution lands. People don't share what's broad. They share what hits home. They share what feels tailor-made. You do not need everyone to love it. You need the right people to say, this was made for me. That's what precision does. Popular content fades fast. Precise content lives longer. It stays searchable, it stays useful, it stays relevant. Precision is about intentionality, one message per post, one problem per video, one solution per piece of content. Cut the rest. If you try to say everything, you end up saying nothing. Clarity is power. Every extra word dilutes the message. Every distraction weakens the punch. Be ruthless about simplicity. If it doesn't move the message forward, remove it. If it doesn't serve the main point, it doesn't belong. Make your ideas impossible to misunderstand. Use language that lands immediately. Don't try to sound smart. Try to sound useful. The clearest voices rise the fastest. The clearest messages go the furthest. Here's the truth: the internet is not confused. It's overwhelmed. And overwhelmed minds don't engage, they scroll past. Your job is not to impress. Your job is to remove confusion. And when people feel clear, they feel empowered. When they feel empowered, they take action. That action could be a like, a share, a comment, a follow, or a purchase. But none of that happens without clarity first. So eliminate the vague. Avoid phrases that mean nothing. Live your best life. Grind harder. Be yourself. Empty slogans have no bite. Speak plainly. Speak directly. Speak truth. Instead of saying work hard, say wake up 1 hour earlier and study your niche before the world distracts you. Instead of saying chase your dream, say take one uncomfortable step today toward the future you want to build. That's precision. That's impact. People remember what is clear. They share what is sharp. They trust what is specific. Your goal is not just to be seen. Your goal is to be understood. And you can't be understood if your message is buried under cleverness. Don't aim for viral. Aim for vital. Content that is needed. Content that delivers a breakthrough. Precision also means knowing who you are talking to. If your audience is everyone, your impact is no one. Define your audience like a sniper, not a shotgun. What are they struggling with? What are they hungry to learn? What are they secretly thinking but afraid to say? Meet them there. Speak their language. Address their fear. Answer their doubt. Deliver exactly what they need, nothing more, nothing less. This creates loyalty. This creates resonance. This creates repetition. When someone says, I keep coming back to your content, they're not praising your editing. They're praising your precision. They feel understood. They feel spoken to. And they feel like your message is for them. That's how trust is built. That's how virality becomes inevitable. Because people don't share content because it's perfect. They share it because it feels relevant. If they hear it and say, that's exactly what I needed, you've already won. But that kind of clarity doesn't happen by accident. It requires discipline. It requires editing. It requires thinking deeply about your message before you deliver it. Ask yourself, before publishing anything, what is the one core idea here? Who needs to hear this the most? Is it clear enough that even a distracted person can understand it in 10 seconds? If the answer is no, go back, sharpen it, simplify it, cut the extra, polish the core. Precision is not about short content. It's about tight content. Even long-form content should have surgical clarity. So whether it's a 10-second clip or a 10-minute video, ask yourself, is this clear? Is this focused? Does it land immediately? If not, it won't spread. because people don't share what's confusing. They share what makes them look smart, feel seen, or sound wise. Give them that. Give them something that makes them say, you've got to hear this. And they'll press share without hesitation because precision is contagious. Clarity multiplies. One sharp idea travels further than 10 vague ones. So master this principle, be precise, be bold, be unforgettable. There is one mindset that separates creators who grow from those who disappear ownership. You either take full responsibility for your content or you give your power away. There is no middle ground. Your growth is not up to the algorithm. It's not up to your followers. It's not up to the platform. It's up to you. The moment you stop blaming and start owning, everything changes. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more finger pointing. If a post didn't perform, don't complain, analyze. If no one's watching, don't retreat, adjust. If something failed, don't quit, learn. The most powerful creators in the world aren't the most talented. They are the most accountable. They don't hide behind performance. They look at it line by line, frame by frame, and ask, what can I do better next time? Because content creation is not just art. It's accountability. Each post is a test. Each result is a data point. Each failure is feedback. Nothing more, nothing less. You must train yourself to own it all. Own the message. Own the quality. Own the timing. Own the structure. Own the way it lands or doesn't. You are not a victim of visibility. You are the architect of it. You build it or you don't. You refine it or you don't. You push forward or you pause. And the outcomes will always reflect that choice. Refuse to outsource your results to luck. Refuse to say, the algorithm is against me. The algorithm rewards excellence and consistency. If you're not getting results, it's not personal. It's a sign to level up. Too many waste time blaming forces they can't control. Too few focus on the part they can. That's the secret of high-performance creators. They don't wait for conditions to improve. They improve themselves. If your hook didn't stop the scroll, rewrite it. If your delivery felt flat, sharpen your tone. If your video underperformed, analyze the first 5 seconds. Every single piece of content teaches you something, but only if you're willing to look. Most people post and forget. Winners post and study. They treat every upload like a lesson. They learn fast because they stay engaged with their own process. You don't need a team to take ownership. You don't need expensive gear to be accountable. You need the courage to face your results without excuses. Because once you own the outcome, you unlock improvement. And once you improve relentlessly, the results become inevitable. Ownership means setting standards and meeting them. You don't publish sloppy work. You don't hide behind done is better than perfect. You aim for excellent and done, and you raise the bar as you grow. If the sound is off, fix it. If the pacing is slow, tighten it. If the message is muddy, clarify it. If the visuals distract, simplify them. This is not about perfection. It's about intention. When people scroll through your content, they're making judgments in seconds. They are deciding, is this worth my time? Is this useful to me? Does this creator take their work seriously? The answer to those questions is revealed in the details, the framing, the timing, the writing, the editing. Every detail reflects how much you care. And if you don't care, why should they? Ownership also means you don't wait for permission. You don't wait for someone to validate your voice. You don't wait to feel ready. You start. You improve. You stay. There will always be people with more resources, more help, more experience. But that doesn't disqualify you. It just means you must make your process count. You must stretch what you have, maximize what's available, and squeeze every ounce of value from every opportunity. Start with what you know. Start with what you can do. Start with what's in front of you, and then get better on purpose. Ask after every upload, did I say it clearly? Did I deliver it confidently? Did I edit with intention? Did I maximize the viewer's time and attention? The people who grow fastest are not the most creative, they are the most self-aware. Self-awareness fuels accountability. Accountability fuels improvement. Improvement fuels visibility. Visibility fuels virality. It all starts with you, so stop waiting. Stop blaming. Stop hoping. Own the outcome. Not because you're perfect, but because you're committed. because you're responsible, because you know your voice has work to do in the world. And the only way to ensure it's heard is to own every part of it. You now hold the formula: value, discipline, precision, ownership. Not one. All four, over and over, relentlessly. That's how you make content so good. You can't stop going viral. So no more excuses. No more waiting. No more halfway. Decide. Commit. Create. Repeat. Start building your viral legacy, one intentional piece of content at a time.